Come on, children, sit down.
Oh, it looks great
Yes.
here.
Yum.
So, what's everyone thankful for?
I'm thankful for being transgender, and I am thankful for all genders. I'm thankful that there's a black kid at the table. Yes. Here. Is that gluten-free? What we value most shouldn't cost more. Here at Target, we love to target your kids.
Piscatios. Remember when Target was drawing the ire of conservatives and their stock dropped like, I don't know, $20 billion, $27 billion or something gigantic after having a tuck-friendly bathing suits and books that were targeted youth with spicy ideas, and everyone was up in arms about that, and people thought nothing would happen. Well, it looks like attorney generals in 7 states have now sent a letter to Target warning them that they may have violated child protection laws with their Pride Month campaign. The letter then accuses Target of advertising, quote, potentially harmful products to minors. I mean, let's go. By the way, you can read this full story at, well, my news outlet, thepublica.com. We're breaking stories like this several times a day. And I hope that you'll add thepublica.com to your regular news cycle reading. Here's a story written by Yulia. The attorneys general representing 7 states have sent a letter to the chairman and CEO of Target informing him of their concerns that the retailer violated child safety laws during their controversial Pride Month campaign. The letter was signed by the attorneys general of Arkansas, Idaho, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, and South Carolina. In the letter, the representatives claimed that Target had advertised potentially harmful products to minors, related potential interference with parental authority in matters of gender identity, and possible violation of fiduciary duties by the company's directors and officers. Interesting. The products were rolled out in mid-May after Target launched a number of LGBTQIA+ promotional items for Pride Month, many of which were aimed at babies and children. The Pride Month line included onesies, bibs, overalls, clothing, as well as girls' swimsuits with tuck-friendly construction and extra crotch covered for the male junk. In the letter, the attorney generals point to Target's Pride Month campaign as antithetical to shareholders' interests and the prosperity of the United States. Now, when you're the CEO or your board, you actually have a fiduciary duty, a legally binding duty to maximize shareholders' return on investment or profits. They also mentioned merchandise with anti-Christian designs and so-called satanic products that featured pentagrams and horned skulls. I care less about that. People can buy that kind of stuff and be whatever. I don't care about that. Just stay away from the kids. I think that's pretty much what we all would agree on, right? The attorneys general accused Target of foisting contentious social or political agendas upon families and children at the expense of the company's hard-won goodwill against its best interest to satisfy the Target board and left-wing activists. The letter went on to note that Target provides financial support to an organization called GLSEN, also known as I Don't Really Care. GLSEN was founded in 1990 by Kevin Jennings, who said the group's goals extend to incorporating LGBTQ concepts into all curriculum. Jennings has previously stood accused of breaking Massachusetts law and condoning child crimes for failing to report a minor's relationship with an adult man. Instead of protecting the child, he reportedly told him, "I hope you know how to use a condom." Jennings also received the Virginia Uribe Award for Creative Leadership, which is named after a high school counselor and teacher who developed a program called Project 10. The project earned its name in honor of a hookup researcher, Alfred Kinsey. According to Redux co-founder Genevieve Gluck, Kinsey's theorizing on childhood bedroom stuff features testimonies from men who have been known abusers. Kinsey used information from these creeps as evidence to support his belief that children can, quote, enjoy interacting with adults in that manner. His, quote, work influenced John Money, who pioneered the concept of gender identity in children. Like Kinsey, Money also believed that adult-child hookups was normal and often beneficial. God, I'm so proud of the public is doing such great work. It's a great article. In their letter to Target, the attorneys general accused GLSEN of undermining parents' constitutional and statutory rights for the support of secret gender transition for kids and their direct direction to public schools to withhold information that may reveal a student's gender identity to parents or guardians. Minors transitioning at the school without knowledge of parents has become a flashpoint in the gender ideology debate over the past year. In a heartbreaking account reported in 2022, a teen girl from Virginia ran away from home after experiencing intense bullying at her school stemming from a newly adopted trans identity. The girl's parents later discovered that her school was secretly encouraging their daughter's transition and had been deliberately withholding that information from them. Upon locating the girl after her disappearance, state authorities required her parents to appear in court as they were being investigated for abuse over misgendering. Tragically, the child was, of course, also suffered while in state care. The family was finally reunited after a lengthy legal fight. In coming forward with her account, the girl, who no longer identifies as trans, is quoted to have said, "I don't want it to happen to other kids. I don't want what happened to me to happen to them." And this is what, again, these weirdo teachers who, they're predatory. Now, I believe very strongly that the overwhelming majority of teachers are good people. Just like I think the overwhelming majority of police are good people. And, ultimately, you're going to have some bad apples. Anytime you have a cross section of society that large, or you have like millions of people, you end up with, the possibility that you have some bad seeds among you. The problem is, in both cases, they have unions that protect bad employees, and they stick around and stick around and stick around and stick around until they do something truly heinous. Aside from ethical concerns, the article continues, the attorneys general said that Target's Pride campaign was not an example of excellence in retail. The representatives pointed to the company's massive drop in share price and the $12 billion loss in market value Target sustained from following widespread boycotts. They added, "It's likely more profitable to sell the type of pride that enshrines the love of the United States. Target's Pride campaign alienates, whereas pride in our country unites." The collective letter also reminded Target CEO that all of the threats they received were as a result of them betraying the LGBTQ community, and discouraged him from using the threats to allow activists to promote collateral and political and social agendas. Target has yet to respond to the letter. Of course, they're not going to respond. Target's in a real pickle. They literally can't, they can't even talk about it. It's like the situation with Bud Light. Bud Light can't address it. They're just trying to hang on right now. They're hoping people forget. They're hoping football season comes around and people forget about it. Except they're not going to. The arms of justice, or the wheels of justice, turn slowly. This is just a letter. I don't really know. It's, if it's like any big, any big hullabaloo, but it's something. It's something. It creates headlines. It creates goodwill. It creates a situation where people are like, okay, well, they're actually looking after it. They're watching this. They're looking out for the kids. It's interesting. And you know what's interesting? More interesting is if it actually did violate those laws, if they get prosecuted for it. Because if they do get prosecuted for it, things would get extraordinarily spicy. I would say that's very spicy if you end up having Target getting prosecuted for this. So we'll have to keep up on this. Obviously, thepublica.com will continue to report on it. So we'll have to see how all this shakes out.